guys, I'm Aussie and welcome to episode 4 of season 4 of the Impossible Dream with Bala Towns. We look for European glory with the Welsh team, and today it is all about our home and away tie, 2 legs against Zalgiris Vilnius of Lithuania as we look to get back into the Euro Cup to group stages and all the money that entails for a second consecutive season. Now, before we get to this, there is a little bit of news to catch you up on. That is that Nebula is upset because I haven't registered him in the European squad, and we'll get to that in just a second. But before we get to even that, let's have a look at how we've done since last episode. The one game to catch you up on, it was in the league against Bengal City. We left it late, but substitute Gareth's running cross put it on a plate for Omar, who hit the post and then scored. So there we go. It was scrappy till the end, but we did eventually get the job done. Now, this game was a lot of Bakari coming back from injury. Newton got a game, obviously his first game back at the club. Garrick and Nebula did start the game, both extremely unmatched sharp. So in the end, we were a little bit lucky, perhaps, to get away with that. You can see we dominated the game. It was just poor finishing. Gareth came off the bench, absolute star for us, turned the game. And really, if Allmark had taken that chance first time, it would have looked like a really, really good goal. Gosney got sent off very, very late on, a silly second yellow, but it was not really, it was too late to kind of impact the game in any real way. But the problem with Nebula, as I just said, is that he's unhappy now because I didn't register him in the Euro squad. The reason I didn't register him in the Euro squad is because I had to register Newton because we needed a left back, basically. Because if Glennon was to go down injured right now, we would not have anybody that can play there. So we really, really had to register him. I basically told him that we will register him the team next time. It was a mistake, basically, and he'll be registered. Because he will be. He's sort of the next man that we'll put in. But I just couldn't risk not having a left back if something was to happen to Glennon. So we can see here the league table, that result against Bengal City. We're 2 from 2, and the New Saints, as I said last episode, have already dropped points, which is good for us. But again, this is all about the Euro Cup, and it's all about Zalgiris Vilnius. And there is a game against Aberystwyth Town in between. I'll play over that, and then we'll sort of give you a catch-up as to how that goes. But let's have a look at what we're up against here. We've played them before. We've knocked them out before. That was in Europa League. I can't remember what competition that was in. But anyway, we don't know too much about them, as they're mostly a greyed-out team. We're expecting them to come out like this, attack mostly down the wings, but that's pretty much all the information that we have. They lost, as you can see, to Sarajevo in Europa League qualifying last time out. But we are at home first leg, so we're expecting them to come out like this. This is a team that we're sending out, and we're going to go for them, as we would sort of most teams that we consider to be at our level. So Gray goes in goal. It's Glennon, Denham, Williams and Nichols as a back four. Bakari still not quite fit for this one. It's Backhill Benny and it's Parsons in midfield. It's Serafino, Waite and Neto in behind the great man Bus and Brew. Let's see what we can do. So they're coming out more or less as expected, a little bit more defensive in midfield than we would have maybe liked or hoped, but that's okay. Give the players a morale boost. Go out there and enjoy yourselves tonight, I think, boys. We want them to be relaxed, I think. The main objective here is to not ship away goals, ideally. If we can put the tie to bed, fantastic. Then we can sort of, rest players, rotate ahead of the second leg. But I just really think what we need to be doing here is making sure that we do get through, because the money of getting through, if we have, I think we had 4 million at the end of last season in the bank. If we can go to 8 million, then we can basically, we could buy the town of Bala, I think, with that much money. So it'll really, really help us out. We'll be able to go again on all the upgraded facilities. I think the money that we've already got from getting this far in the campaign will mean that we won't lose money this year. It's off the crossbar, and it's slid home. Boston Brew's offside. I missed who the initial header was by off the crossbar. We'll probably see here. It was Reece Williams. Is he offside? Oh, yeah. It's that offside change I want to make to the rules, isn't it? Where he's offside, he goes back onside, and then but is still given offside. I just think you should be able to play yourself back on if you go back behind the defender. We're absolutely smashing this game to pieces, but we have not found a way through yet, and that is a bit of a problem. Let's tell him to concentrate here. And have a bit of a rethink at half-time. We really sometimes lack highlights, don't we? What are we going to say? You've been unlucky so far. We have been pretty good. I don't want to get complacent, but I don't want to sort of downplay things either. I'm wondering, I'm never sure what to do with our team in this situation, as if we need to raise the tempo, because, we're obviously creating chances. And if raising the tempo is going to sort of mean we sort of get better chances, if we need to lower it and just make sure that we are actually, creating better chances rather than maybe a lot of chances. I think what we'll try raising it and see where that takes us. I wonder if we shouldn't exploit the flanks, but we'll leave that on for now. We'll see if we just ping it around a little bit quicker, if that maybe will make the difference. Let's demand a little bit more and kind of go from there. Bust and Brew's not having a great game. Neither is Glennon. Do we take Bust and Brew off? Now, what we don't want is to fall behind. That would be an absolute disaster. We've won that there with Nichols. Serafino picks it up. What can he do? Goes a cross-field ball there for Neto. Can Neto find Bust and Brew? He goes himself. And Neto again, mate. Selfish. We'll go attacking. It's another attacking highlight, it looks like. Glennon throws it into backheel Benny. Glennon with the cross. Serafino's there. And it's a penalty. Is that a red card as well? Second yellow ref. Doesn't matter. It's not being given. It's going to be Bust and Brew. Can he give us the lead on the night? And that might just set us away. Bust and Brew sticks away his penalty. He is so reliable for us, isn't he? In front of goal. Third goal this season now for the big Bust and Brew. And we'll demand a little bit more. We don't want them to sort of be celebrating the goal too long here. We ideally would like one or two more. Take a nice 2-3-0 lead back to or over to Lithuania with us. But we'll kind of see where we go from there. I'm conscious of the league game as well and wanting to make sure we have fresh players for that. It's a real balancing act having so many games. Oh, and Denham makes up for some horrible errors in the recent games in Europe by heading in his second goal of the season. And that should just about do that. Neto with a quality ball in and Denham is there. And it's a little bit of a carbon copy of his first goal. He got that against, was it in the cup game, I think, against Connors Quay. So there we go. He cost us against Club Brugge. He's made a little bit of amends for it there. Let's give him a little bit of praise late in the game. We've absolutely smashed them off the park, but unfortunately for us, the tie is not put to bed. We will have to go to Lithuania and still play for this, but a really, really good performance. Did not see anything from them. Don't get complacent, boys, but that was quite good. Quality of possession provides the victory. I think it was more than that, but a penalty and a set-piece goal again. Not great, but guys, wait right there. We'll play through the Aberystwyth Town game, and we'll be back for the second leg to see if we can get back into the group stages. Okay, guys, welcome back. It's time for the second leg. Hopefully put this tie to bed, but before we get to that, let's have a look back at the league fixture against Aberystwyth Town and see how we did. We took the lead after half an hour. Henry Jones squaring the ball for Nebula to score his first goal for the club. Bakari added a second from the spot moments later, before Henry Jones added a third after the break to seal a comfortable 3 points. So there we go, job done. Again, we gave Bakari some game time to try and get his match fitness up. Same thing with Nebula. Gareth did okay. Henry Jones was running the show out on the left wing. So really, really good performance there. And another good solid 3 points. What that means for the league table is that we are 3 points off top with a game in hand. Carnarvon. It's one of those. And Carmarthen Town are sort of leading the way right now. I should say, too, we did get our Iron Brew third round draw against Aberdeen Reserves, because who doesn't want to play a reserve team? Hopefully, we'll be able to get the better of them. And that was pretty much what we had to catch you up on there. Now, I know that you guys do like to see how the other Welsh teams have got on in the Euro 2 Cup. If we go and have a look, essentially not great. If we go and have a look at the first round, that was where we lost Afan Lido, who got beaten by Latvian opposition. And the other one was Carnarvon. Where are they here? They got beaten as well. There they are there. Carnarvon. Anyway, they got beaten by a Moldovan team, which will be disappointing for them. The New Saints did get through. I can't see. Oh, here they are here. The New Saints beat, Kosovo in opposition relatively comfortably. If we go and have a look at the second round again, the New Saints did get through. If I just try and find them here. There they are there. They beat comfortably a team from the Faroe Islands. And what have I done there? But then it was the third round was what did for the New Saints. They got knocked out by a Ukrainian team, so probably fair enough there. It was 3-0 over the two legs for them in that one. But let's not worry about them. Let's worry about us. And this is the team that we are sending out to face our Latvian opposition here. We know roughly what they did last time, so we have an analysis report for that. but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because if we do our thing here correctly, we should be able to go through. Now, we are making a few changes to the team for this one, mostly to avoid bookings. Glennon is on a yellow card away from suspension, as is Backhill Benny, so we're going to try and protect them from that. So it's going to be Gray that goes in goal. Newton is going to come in for a sort of a big game for him at left back. That's going to mean Lewis, back from injury, is also going to play this one with Williams and Nichols as the back four. We're not going to risk Bakari. He's still coming back from injury, so he's almost there, but I don't want to get him match fatigued. Watts is going to come in to play the DM role with Parsons. Gareth, enemy of Bala Town, is going to hopefully do it for us in Europe here down the right wing. It's going to be Waite, Neto, and of course the main man, Brew up top. So they have changed a little bit the way they're playing, but that shouldn't affect us too badly. If we get an away goal, then it should be job done. We don't want to obviously take it for granted here. Lewin says pick up where they left off. We cannot allow complacency here is what we need to say, isn't it? Go out there. This is a separate game. Go and win on the night, and that will get the job done for us. Lewis, of course, coming back from injury. We don't want to stress him out too much. Just see how we go here. Now, there was a Groundhopper in the comments was asking why we weren't playing Allmark in Europe instead of Serafino, because Serafino hasn't shown too much, which is true. Serafino, I'm hoping, it's got good passing and vision. I was hoping he would create, sort of help be a creative force in there for us with the two men up front. And also, you will have noticed Allmark is sort of leading the line for us domestically in between European games. So the way I'm kind of splitting the squad is to have sort of basically him there. Parsons! Oh, just past the post. Is to have Allmark sort of leading the way for us domestically in the league. And then Brew as sort of the main guy in Europe. And yeah, with the second man, obviously Brew being the scorer, hopefully. So the plan was that Serafino would be a bit of a creative force. But it hasn't quite worked out that way. But that was the thinking anyway. James Waite lines up a shot but can't get that one past the keeper. I should say too, the draw for the group stage, assuming we get through this, will be after this game. So make sure you do stick around for that. Yeah, so we'll, again, assuming we get through, which hopefully we will, but it's not done yet, obviously. Good block by Reece Williams. Listen, hopefully we will get through, and then we'll have the draw. We'll end the episode with the draw for the group stage to see who we get this year. We got a relatively friendly draw last year. Now, obviously, our coefficient is going to have improved from last year, but I'm not sure it's going to improve to a point where we're not in the bottom seedings, to be honest. So we'll be open, sort of at the mercy of the draw. Gareth, a decent cross in. Neto picks up at... it's there for Gareth again. Can he get a goal? It's gone for Brew. Back for James Waite. Waite, second time of asking. Sticks it away. There's the away goal. And that should just about be that. And I tell you what, Gareth does look a useful option on that right wing. He gets really good quality balls in, and what I do like about him too is that he doesn't shoot from stupid angles. Look at this. He could have easily had a shot there. No. Back for Brew. James Waite should have done a bit better with that first attempt, but he did get the second attempt and knocks in his second goal of the season. Excellent stuff there. Let's demand a little bit more, but really they need 4 goals now. We haven't seen anything from them so far, so I'd be annoyed if they were to get 4, to be honest. But they're obviously a decent team, otherwise they wouldn't be in Europe getting out of their own league system. Of course, there is a cracking shot, but a good save from Gray. And again, I think we just want to maybe be a little bit careful here that we don't fall asleep. Cross comes in. It's too deep. We've gone to closing down a little bit too slowly, perhaps. Decent ball back in. It's a poor header. I would imagine that their manager would be thinking he should be doing better with that chance. What do we want to say to this? Let's just wait till half time. It's very much, I think it's just a don't get complacent, isn't it? We can only really lose it from here. The tie's essentially won. We'll give it, don't get complacent, please, boys. Waite's been quite good. Brew's actually been quite poor on the night. I wonder if we maybe look to just take him off. We could have Serafino go up top as the lone striker and just kind of see how he does up there. I'm not completely against that idea. We'll wait and see how they start second half. A triple change at half time. Their manager is not happy, and they're obviously... I wonder if they've changed formation, actually. We might just need to check that when we go off of a highlight here and just make sure we don't want to get caught out. But there we go. This is a chance. Another away goal now with almost certainly Gareth with a chance. Gareth! Oh, it's a stunning effort, and he's so unlucky. It looked like it hit post and crossbar. I missed that there. It shouldn't really matter, should it? Really, if they've changed formation or not. Newton brings the ball down there for Lewis. knocks it forward for Brew, who loses out. And they're definitely more in the game, aren't they, this second half? So we just need to be a little bit careful here. That's a poor ball forward. Lewis hacks it clear. Brew, what a first touch that is. Can he do something? It's a cracking ball laid off there for James Waite. And James Waite tucks away a cracking goal. What a goal on the break. Brew. The first touch was superb. The little ball off to Waite running through was sublime. And I am out of adjectives that start with S, but it was a sumptuous finish. It wasn't really. I don't think sumptuous describes that from Waite, but good, well placed across the goalkeeper. No chance. That is a goal of really, really top quality. I'm really happy with that goal. That's really pleased me. All right, let's make some changes. We do have Owen Taylor on the bench, who's someone I'm looking to bring on this season. Sort of bring on as in career-wise. So let's get him on the field. Let's let Brew go off after that stunning piece of work, and let's try. I want to try Serafino deep lying forward, perhaps. Yeah, deep lying forward. See if he can drop back in and use that passing and creativity to good effect. At this point, I think we can experiment a little bit because, we're 2-0 up on the night, 4-0 on aggregate. They need 5 goals in half an hour, and we haven't seen anything that suggests they're going to do that. I'm wondering other changes. That's over the bar. Getting increasingly desperate, the Lithuanians. And, of course, the money that this will mean to us now. What was it? I think it's 4.2, was it? Oh, Serafino off the post. I think it was 4.2 million, wasn't it, for getting into the group stage, just sort of straight up. If we can manage to nick some results, that'll be extra money again. We could find ourselves ending this season with, close to 10 million in the bank. Here's Gareth. Oh, he's lined it up there and it's gone behind for a goal kick. I thought that was off one of their guys, but obviously not. We do have another sub to make. I don't know that I want to keep Gosney fresh, I think, for domestic duty. Henry Jones has just played domestically as well, so unless there's a need to make a change, I don't think we will here. We'll let this team kind of finish out the game. They're confident, aren't they, in their abilities? Maybe overconfident. We'll give them some more praise here and see if we can nick one last goal. Let's go attacking as well. Spoil yourselves, boys. It's a decent header off the crossbar again. Was that Joe Lewis, I think? We'll keep an eye on his fitness, actually, just coming back from injury, but he looks okay, sort of on the little circle things above his head. It looks like he's not too bad. Is the highlight going to continue here? It looks like it might. No. Gareth, it says he hasn't had a great game. I think he's been quite good, I'll be honest. He's played without luck today. But, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. There we go. We do get through the group. It's through the groups, I should say. It's a James Waite double. Well done, boys. That's a good away performance in Europe. So there we go, Bala Town through. It was comfortable in the end. James Waite, he's a really, really good player for us, isn't he, James Waite? Look at that, 2 goals, 5 key passes, 88% pass completion. That's a good performance. There it is, 2.5 million in the bank. If we look at the finances now, £7.5 million. We're just waiting for facilities to become available again. They won't do anything till the end of the season anyway, but we'll look to request upgrades again. We are still waiting on the actual training facilities, the senior training facilities to be done. Obviously, the youth facilities have been completed, so I'm assuming once this is done, we'll be able to go again. You can see that we're looking really, really good. The board's quite happy with us. Guys, wait right there. We'll be back for the group stage and see who we're going to be taking on in Europe this season. I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist here in Monaco, where the distinctly average of European football have gathered for the Euro 2 group stage draw. Now, speaking of distinctly average, Bala Town manager Aussie Villain will no doubt be hoping for a friendly draw as the club looks to progress into the knockout rounds for the first time. I'm Chaz Hogan, here in Monaco. Right, now where's the casino? Okay, here we go for the group stages. We are one of 12 teams that have been seeded second for the draw. Now, if we remember from last year, I have no idea what that means because there's 4 teams in a group and there's 3 pots of teams. So we've moved up from the bottom pot, which is good. As I said, I literally have no idea how this is going to work out because it looks like the first and second pots are quite big and the third pot is quite small. But if you look at this, we're at 10 coefficient points. We have another good year. We could conceivably find ourselves looking at being a first seed for this competition if we could get back into it next year. But let's just go automatic draws because I have no idea. What I want to do, automatic draw, isn't it? Because I have no idea how this works. So we'll sit back and just enjoy what happens, and we could come out at any point, and I just don't know when that's going to be. Looking at this already, you'd say Group B, you'd like Logorats, wouldn't you, to be the team. Astana would be a good one for us. It'd be good to play RZ again. Of course, we almost beat them. Karabag would be a good... and we've got Zenit. Well, never mind. There were some really tasty-looking first seeds there that we could have got, and we've got arguably the best of them all. We did, of course, get Spartak Moscow last year too, didn't we? So we're going to go to Russia again. Who do we get? Maccabi Haifa. Israeli team. I think that, I mean, you look at some of these other teams that are coming out. We could have got Slovenian, Hungarian teams. A Cyprus team, whatever they're called. Well, we couldn't have got another Russian team. We could have got a Turkish team. So it could have been better, but it certainly could have been worse. And we do get a Turkish team. So that looks quite tough. Last year we had Sheriff Timirsol or whatever they were called, which was our sort of soft touch. I think Maccabi Haifa are going to be a better team than them. So that's, that's not ideal. It's not one of the big guns in Turkey, so maybe that would be doable as well. But there we go. Let me know what you think. Maccabi Haifa, what sort of players are we looking at there? They do still have Trent Sainsbury, so they've got a good Australian defender there. That's a lot of grayed out players, so you never know. And the Turkish team, I mean, we know Zenit's going to be tough, and I don't think we'll get anything from them. You never know. If we'll have to do Maccabi home and away, win the Turkish team at home, and then see where it goes from there. But guys, that is it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed that, please do hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Let me know what you think in the comments of the group draw. I think what we'll do is we'll come back for Aberdeen reserves, the Glematide that is Aberdeen reserves in the Iron Brew third round, and then we'll get things underway. And it's a massive game to start things off at home to Maccabi Haifa. If we are going to have any chance of getting out of the group, we have to win that game. Until next time, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.